From what is happening in the Southeast region, what is the way out? Tonight we should be speaking with a former governor and a current leader of the APC in the National Assembly, Senate Whip, Senator Orji Kalu. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, distinguished Senator, for joining us tonight. Let's begin the conversation from that telephone interview that you listened to of Ima Powerful. Let me get your view on some of the things that he said tonight.
Thank you, Sean. You know, the country has been very painfully at war with itself. It's not the question of Southeast or South-South or North-Central or somewhere. It's a question of Nigeria. We need to go back to the local government authorities where most of these insurgents are coming because of the collapse of the local government authorities and the collapse on the local government system where a lot of young men and young women used to go to work, where you have a lot of councillors who were able to, when I was governor, councillors used to give road repairs, grading of roads, building of culverts, and all the rest of them. There is a need to go back to that system. I heard what he said, and people in every region have a right to protest for what they don't want, but they don't have a right to carry a gun. When I was governor, I managed the MOSOP. I also managed the one led by Chief Owazurike very, very well. So we need to get up and do a lot more with these people. We are just kidding with our armed forces. For example, our soldiers. People in Nigeria could not believe the sacrifice these soldiers go through, and they still believe that we should be putting the soldiers at war front at all times. And it's a pity that this is the first time the people of Nigeria will go to war with itself. The government have done everything right, but we have not gotten the security where it's supposed to be. It's a pity, but I think the nation is at war with itself in everywhere. When this kind of thing started was the night they kidnapped white people in Warri in 2000. And President Obasanjo called myself and James Ibori that we must look for those white people. And I said to the press that night that when these people finish with the white people, they will come after our own people, which is what is happening. It's not just Southeast. It's not about Southeast. It's not about talking to the guy you just spoke to now. It's a universal something. I mean, it's a national issue which should be administratively looked at nationally. We are at crossroads, and we must come together to see what happens to the system. The system is broken in terms of security. There are a lot of infrastructure going on in our region. There are a lot of things going on in the region. But you need to enjoy these infrastructures with security. So I think a lot more has to be done. We need to agree there is a problem. Once we agree there's a problem, we'll be able to come together as a country. It's not issue of Southeast. It's not issue of Northwest. It's not issue of South-South. It's not issue of Northeast or anywhere. It's this issue of Nigerian people. And Nigerian people need to come out quickly and address Senator, the issue of Nigerian people.
We're going to go into some specifics in a moment. I wanted to get your thought on when non-state actors, like the interview that you listened to, the phone interview, and the stance of IPOB, the activities of ESN. I'll take you to the Southeast region because that is where, that is your own area where your jurisdiction as a senator, does it bother you the kind of statement that come from non-state actors about the security of affairs in your state when suddenly the Southeast has been thrown into a theater of war?
It bothers me as a Nigerian, as somebody from the region. But this is not just from that region. It's from every region in Nigeria. So it bothers me that we have left ourselves to this level now, because in the Southeast, it is not good. The young man that you just spoke to is continually they are not involved. It's only left for security agencies to go after and know people who are doing this. Because, you see, it is not the right thing to do, to continue burning police stations, policemen who have committed no offense to die in a battle, a governor's house to be burned down. This is unheard for. I've never had anything like this before in my life. I tried to speak to the governor this morning, and I send him a text to tell him that I stand by him, because this is very, very barbaric. Whoever did that is very barbaric. It's not an act a country should take in. Like
the governor, Senator,
barbaric action, which...
Yeah, Senator, the governor has said that when he reacted to this, when he met the president, rather, on Friday, he said politicians are sponsoring banditry. What's your view on that kind of statement?
It could be possible, yes, because I'm not a security agent. I cannot confirm. I cannot say yes or no, but it's possible that politicians might be. It's very possible. There's nothing impossible. This is why all the politicians who are using talks, both in the election and every other thing, after the election, what did they do with those talks? These are the acts that this is a result of the past things politicians used to do. These are things that should not be done in our society. But I took you back to the local government system. The local government system we must give the local government independence. They have no independence. The local system we need to go back to send back money directly to the local government. There are rules they used to play. So that rule is what we are losing now. That is the rule we are losing between the people and ourselves, and between ourselves and the government. So I see that there's a big problem in the system. And this big problem had to be a collective problem of Nigerian people. It's not a problem of President Buhari. It's not a problem of Orji Kalu. It's not a problem of Governor Maya. It's not a problem of Governor of Enugu State or Governor Erufai or Governor of Jigawa or Governor of Lagos State. No, it's a collective Nigerian people's problem. So we must come collectively to solve this problem.
So I'll come to one matter that concerns your own role as a lawmaker and your colleagues, with 109 of you that are in the National Assembly. When federating units are reacting in the manner in which they are right now, Ebubeago in Southeast as a security outfit, Amotekun, a security outfit in the Southwest. Some governors are asking for state policing. One would think that the National Assembly, you and your colleagues, would have made urgent motions and urgent move in ensuring that what you said, that we have a broken nation, will be fixed urgently. Are you thinking in that direction, Senator?
Well, Sean, I'm surprised you are asking me this kind of question. You have been carrying in your television. You saw what we have been doing in the Senate, to be precise, under the leadership of Ahmed Lawal, the President of Senate of Nigeria. And you have seen consistently, there is no day on earth that we sat in the National Assembly without talking about security and insecurity of the nation. We have been very, very concerned. Remember, there was almost a fight out on the floor of the National Assembly between members and all the rest of them. So we are making a very good effort to amend the Constitution, which His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, Ovio Amogaga, is the chairman, and I happen to also be in that committee. We are working round the clock to see how we can bring everything that's amendable to be amended and to set the country rolling. Mind you, we are just lawmakers. We are not in the executive. Our duty is to make the laws, and it's left for the executive to carry out and implement what we have made. So we have people like you, Sean, who have called us all kinds of names, and you know who I am. You have known me for over 20-something years. You know that wherever I stand for justice, I stand for things that must be right, things must be moving. And the National Assembly have never had unity the way we are. So we are today. So I believe we have done our best. When people were shouting, remove the service chiefs, it's not the issue of service chiefs. And the new service chief you are bringing now need between 4 to 5, 6 months to be able to know the security system, how they are. It's not an immediate thing. It's not just removing one and bringing another that solves the problem. It's going to be strategic. It's going to be professionally handled. It's going to be openly handled. You need equipment. You need to, all these things. So you look at the neighborhood of about 5 to 6 months to be able to rearrange the security architecture of Nigeria. So it's not a rocket science. It's not at all.
Senator, I asked you that.
I also.
Yeah. So sorry, apologies to cut in. I asked you that question because what is happening in our nation today is a matter of urgency. I reeled out the statistics of just in 1 week how the number of people that have been killed, the number of people that have been kidnapped is not something that we need to leave for a long time. So when you said that you and your colleagues are working on amending the Constitution, what in that work that you're doing can guarantee, or you can tell Nigerians today that can ensure safety of lives and property when Nigerians can again be able to drive between Abuja and Kaduna without fear of being kidnapped or maimed?
Yes, Sean, I understand what you asked me. I didn't misunderstand you. No, I quietly. I heard what you said, and to be honest with you, our amending a constitution is not a very easy job. It's very rigorous. It's going to take many processes, and those processes, if you don't do it, you are not going to amend the constitution. We have to do public hearing, both in Abuja and all the zones, and our duty is to make the law. Our duty is not to implement the laws we have made. We can only suggest to executives or to the other part of the government. There are 3 arms of government, I'm sure you know. And in those 3 arms, our duty is to make the law. And we're making the law. We're doing everything possible. We can. Sometimes I don't leave the National Assembly till 11 p.m. When I wasn't in the National Assembly, I never believed the load of the work inside the place. So we're doing everything possible to make sure that we'll get the right frame of amendment that will suit Nigerian people.
So, when Senator, we are due for a break, though. Yeah, sorry, we are due for a break. But I read an opinion piece, and I thought, when I started getting comment on that opinion piece, I started getting some different meanings of how Nigerians are feeling about the security situation. The opinion piece of the writer said that the National Assembly members who have been paid to make laws, that because of this situation, they are supposed to have locked themselves up in the National Assembly until a solution is found. They're not supposed to go on a recess. That's the opinion of that person. But we go on a break. When we come back, I will get your view on the way to go and the manner in which the National Assembly, you and your colleagues, will fix some of these issues for us. Up next, with the situation in the Southeast region is worrisome. What is the solution? We'll find out after this time out. Thank you so much, everyone, and welcome back to the program. Let's get back to the conversation with the former Abia State Governor and the Senate Whip, Senator Orji Kalu, who is in our Abuja studio. Thank you, distinguished Senator, for your time tonight. I was just making an inference to the opinion piece that I read of someone who feels lawmakers should lock themselves up. themselves up and come up with an urgent stand on how to fix. It shouldn't take weeks. It should be a matter of days. In fact, he was suggesting that it should not go on recess. But in the process of this conversation, you were saying that we should come together. The question is, how do we come together to deal with these situations and these issues? And when we do come together, what do we do when we come together?
Well, the issue is not completely on the lawmakers' show. The issue, locking ourselves up to make a new law, there are a lot of motions and counter-motions that went on for the past 1 year on the floor of the two houses. But constitutional amendment is not key to what is happening today. What is key is that Nigerian people have not believed in their own country. Nigerian people need to believe in their own country. Nigerians should start knowing that this country does not belong to President Buhari. It's not even belonging to me. It's not belonging to Chief of Army Staff. It's not belonging to Ahmed Lawal, the Senate President. It's not belonging to the Vice President. It's our country. And if it's our country, all of us must work out a peaceful way how we'll be able to put it running. So it's not just issue. I think if somebody's wife died, they say it's the lawmakers. If anything, they say it's the lawmakers. The lawmakers I'm inside the house. This is not when I was not inside. And now I'm inside. I have been seeing what lawmakers go through because we have put in all kinds of motions on insecurity. It's not a constitutional amendment. There's nothing wrong with the Constitution. There are a lot of things wrong with our people. Our people need to go back to the drawing board and purge ourselves for us to speak the truth, for us to center the truth, for us to re-engineer our communities. This problem is communal problem. It's based on communities. The fabrics that host the communities have been eaten up by ants. And if it's eaten up by ants, go cross-check what I've been telling you. This issue is issue of local government councils. Since the local government councils are no longer independent, they need to be independent. They need to be on their own. They need to run. I want to ask you, look at something like Lagos State. Lagos State are leaving their local authorities to handle what they're supposed to handle. If you allow the local authorities a little bit to handle what they're supposed to handle, you will go far. Look at another state, it's Rivers State, where Governor Wike allows the local authorities to handle what they're supposed to handle. You will not hear much of problems coming up from there. The governors, I'm not indicting anybody. I'm not saying it's because they didn't allow local system. The local authorities had to be overhauled, Sean. It's not in the hands
of when
legislators.
You've raised that, but the question I asked about when you said we need to come together. So that coming together connotes or means a lot of things. So the question is, how do you, in your experience as a former governor, as a senator, how do we come together as a people with the intention of solving this problem? And when we come together, what do we do then?
First of all, we need to look at the background of what is happening as a country. We need to see where we have told ourselves the truth or lies. We need to realize that every community have its own way of doing things. The way you do things, the way it will handle in Sokoto is not the way it's going to be handled in Abia. The way it's handled in Rivers is not the way it's going to handle in Kaduna by Governor Erufai. So we need to come back and ask ourselves, where did the rain start beating us? It's an issue of security. Security is not what I'll come up here to discuss with you. There need to be a discussion between that level of people.
So is it another national conference that you're asking for? Is there another national conference you're asking for?
No. The National Assembly is there. We have done a lot of national conference. We need to discuss. In any discussion we have done, they will get it to National Assembly to move it forward. This is what I'm saying. There need to be a discussion between the leaders of the area, the former generals, former governors, the president and the vice president, and there must be a discussion on what is really the cause of all these things. How are we going to stop it? Where are we going to do this? This is not the first time these things are happening. It happened before when I was governor, and we had a discussion. And we went back and implemented the discussion. So there must be a discussion. Nigerians are taking Nigerians for granted, and most things are taken for granted in Nigeria. We
Okay,
need to
Senator, let's drill down on some issues. Let me go to Kaduna, for example, and it's very instructive what is happening. Just yesterday, Professor Wole Soyinka is telling President Buhari to seek help in solving this insecurity problem. 2 or 3 days ago, 3 of the students that were abducted in the private university in Kaduna State were found dead. And in Kaduna State, we've seen loads and loads of kidnappings and these attacks by bandits. And so if Professor Wole Soyinka in his view says the president needs help, are things overwhelming for this government to handle?
No. I have just told you we need a discussion. Professor Wole Soyinka is an erudite professor. He is putting it in the way he wants to put it to you. And I'm putting it to you tonight that we need a discussion. And that is what I have said. Discussion means we can look for help. It's that discussion that will provide what we are going to do. This is a very serious matter, Sean. It's not just a matter that people toss around. It's not politics. It's not going to be politics. This is our country. Everybody's stake is at stake now.
So, Senator, apologies again to cut in. So Nigerians can understand, so that they can understand what you are saying. Who is going to bring us together? Who is going to call this meeting? Is it the president or the National Assembly? And when do you think this should happen?
This meeting supposed to be called by President Commander-in-Chief. And the earlier this meeting holds, the most traditional rulers, selected traditional rulers have to be there. Former Army generals, former Air Force generals, former Inspector Generals of Police, former DSS, retired people and active people. And this discussion needs to go on. We need the help. I've said it before, because it's looking like a sabotage on President Buhari's government. That every day people are breaking up everything. I've told you this in your show before when you talked to me. I said the whole affairs look like a sabotage, to sabotage Nigerian institution. And it's not going to happen because Nigeria is our country. We must come together and discuss. And the extract of this discussion will be passed to National Assembly. And now we are doing constitutional amendment. This is the best time for that discussion. So that if there are areas that people are not happy, we will amend the constitution immediately. You are just talking to me like if National Assembly is all and all, we can do anything without referring back to our constituency or to people that have voted us to come to the National Assembly. It's not going to be possible to just wake up overnight and do things you are asking me we should do. Because people think, anyway, before I came to National Assembly, I've always seen National Assembly as the weeping baby of the nation. So I'm not surprised because I'm inside there now. It's not as easy as you said, Sean. So the discussion had to be routed by the president. And the president is Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. So that he can be able to do this discussion regionally, then they come and set up what they want. Every region will say what they want.
All right. So, Senator, before I allow you, all right, before we allow you to go, Senator, there are 2 questions, and I'd like you to quickly tell us your view on Ebubago. You have been a governor. How would you, or what advice do you have for the governors and the leaders in the region on how this can help solve the present problem? Because the problem in the Southeast is different from the problems of the Northeast.
No, when I was governor, I never went for, yes, it's good for governors to come together and share ideas. But if we're a federation, we're not supposed to. which goes back to say people who need amendment of constitution to give more autonomy to regions and all the rest of them. When I was governor, I fought that kind of insurgents because it came. We saw it. Owazurike is alive. He can talk to you. You can put him on the TV. He will tell you. We reach a lot of common grounds. So for me, I have not gotten the details of Ebubago, but I want to thank the Southeast governors. In the last few weeks, they have met twice, and this is a full house. It's always good. This is the second time I'm seeing all the governors coming together as one voice. Nobody sent his deputy. Before, Omahia will be there alone with possibly Enugu and other deputies. But now, the one they had about 10 days ago, I saw the 5 governors. Today, 5 governors. So it makes sense. It makes common sense. So they should come back and find out. I don't know anything. I can't even, if left for me, I can't even support regional organizations like Moteke, Bubago, and all the rest of them. They are not helpful to the country, and I say it clearly. I don't think they are. We have Nigerian police, we have Nigerian army, we have Air Force, we have the Navy, we have everybody. It's good to appreciate what we have. People are not appreciating the Nigerian armed forces because it takes a lot to wear a uniform.
All right.
So, anybody.
So, Senator, we need to
have our armed forces.
So, before you go, Senator, there is a prophecy from a popular clergy who also spoke about the 2019, he predicted the 2019 elections, and it does look like the outcome of the 2019 elections went exactly the way he said things were going to go. And from the wording of the prophecy that he recently gave, and it was talking about what will happen after President Buhari leaves office. And the person who is going to be the president or take over from President Buhari, in all of those descriptions, it fits your person. Do you have such ambition to become president in 2023?
No, because I have never thought of going to run for president. I've always told my immediate family that I'm going to go back to Abia North Senatorial District. You know, I'm a Catholic. I can't tell you I don't believe in prophecy. I have argued with many prophets, even the one that said I will go to prison and come out in 6 months. I disagree with him. So I disagree with Pastor Chris Oyakilome when he told me I was going to go to prison. I disagree with many other pastors. I disagree with a lot of pastors that I can't start calling their names here. So I'm a Catholic. In Catholic Church, we don't see vision. Well, if visions are being seen and people say this and that, if it's the will of God that I will be president, why not? I'm very capable mentally and otherwise to do whatever Nigerian people will ask me to do, but not through prophecy.
You're one of those who have spoken about where the presidency should go in 2023. You still hold the view that the Igbo nation or the Igbo presidency should happen in 2023?
Yes, I've told you in my formal interview with you that there are only 2 regions that have never been president of Nigeria, the Northeast and the Southeast. And that it will be nice if it's going south for Southeast to start it off. So this is what I've told you, because it's always been there to say the truth. And the earlier Nigerian people start addressing their problems locally, the better for the country. These issues are issues that we can appreciate one another, appreciate the country. This country is such a beautiful country that we need to be appreciated. You know, I'm an investor. I've invested in almost 36 states of Nigeria. So I would not want anything to happen to this nation, not because of my investment, but because of love we have for one another, and because of marriages and all the rest of them, because of attitudes of the people. So I believe if Nigerians and Nigerian people really want to be fair, an Igbo from a Southeast president from Igbo extraction will be the next thing to do. It must not be me. I'm not having that kind of ambition. But if I'm given, why not? I can take it.
All right. Thank you so much, Senator Orji Uzo Kalu, former governor of Abia State and Senate Whip. Thank you for your time tonight on the program.
Thank you for trying to deal with the National Assembly as usual. They have become your pounding baby. Anywhere you see the National Assembly, you journalists continue pounding them.
No, we are not pounding them. It's just they say that to whom much is given, much is expected. They are the representative and the voice of the people.
No, our job is to make law, not to implement the law. If you want to extend the constitution for
the
us
laws
to
frame
the law, you give it to us.
And help our society. And that's why we voted and we put some of you there to work for Nigerians. Thank you so much, Senator. Appreciate it.